Hello, welcome to another video and welcome to my September TBR. This is going to be my magical readathon TBR. So the autumn equinox this year for Magical Readathon is taking place in September. If you don't know what I'm talking about, Magical Readathon is a readathon hosted by G over at Books Roast. I have been taking part in this readathon for I think about 5 years now. It's been a while, and I love it. It is probably, I feel like it is the readathon that is most iconic, and I would say it's one of my favourites. Saying that, over the last couple of years I have got a teensy bit Magical Readathon out, so I don't do quite as much as everybody else does. It's basically Magical Readathon. I'm sorry, this is awful. I'm not explaining anything, am I? Magical Readathon is a kind of RPG player game where you set up a character and you're going to a magical university. In spring, in April, you do the first term, and then in the autumn, so now it's in September, you're doing the second term. So I'm training to be a beast master, which means that I have got 7 prompts to read for this term. Now, because I am nothing if not an overachiever, I've got 12 books in front of me that I plan to read, plus another 3 that don't fit on the TBR, but I would also like to read. I don't think I've got any other. I don't think I've got any like required reads for September. So I think it is just this, which is going to be like a 15-book TBR, which is a lot. It is arguably too much, but also isn't massively ridiculous. And I don't need to actually read all of them. I think really it's 10 books that I'm going to have to read, which are the 7 must-reads plus the 3 that I didn't have to. Anywho, that's a lot. Let's get into it. So the way that Magical Readathon works in the autumn equinox, each subject has got 3 grades on it, and to get your pass your course, you need to get a certain grade. Each grade is cumulative, so if you need to get like the top grade, you need to have read the 2 books before it. So let's go through. So I'm going to start off with animal studies, which is the first qualification I need, and there are 3 books I need to read for animal studies. The first prompt is Phoenix on the Cover, and for that I will be reading The Phoenix Keeper by S.A. McLean. This was July's Illumicrate book. It is incredibly stunning. It is about a phoenix keeper who has to basically try and work on this breeding program to bring phoenixes back from extinction, or like basically to make sure that phoenixes are all right. There is, I believe, a sapphic relationship in here, a bit of like a kind of rivals to lovers. I am very, very excited. So that one's going to be fun. Where am I putting these? I meant to film this video a couple of hours ago. It's now 9 o'clock at night. I have no light in here. I'm filming in front of a dark window. But I'm filming now anyway. It's all good. My second prompt for animal studies is a standalone. For that, I'm going to go with What Moves the Dead by T. Kingfisher. This one is a little novella. It is a retelling of The Fall of the House of Usher. It is a kind of creepy horror novella, and it is on my spooky season challenge, so I'd like to get this one read. And the third prompt for animal studies is cover change. So a book which has had a cover change. So I'm going with Girls in Love by Jacqueline Wilson. This is very, very diddy. This is my original 90s version. There has been a new version which is all like black and white. I'll stick it up here somewhere. I like my OG versions. Next up, we're going to go through alchemy. So the first, I only need to read one book for alchemy, and that is, the prompt is an emotional read. I'm going to read Think Again by Jacqueline Wilson. So I don't think I actually said when I was talking about Girls in Love. For the last few months, I've been doing a Jacqueline Wilson reread for this month specifically. Girls in Love follows Ellie, Nadine and Magda. They are 3 teenage girls just kind of going through life. So this one is about first relationships, first boyfriends, not having a boyfriend. What do you do? There are 3 others in the series that I will get to later. Think Again is Jacqueline Wilson's first adult novel, and it follows our same 3 characters as 40-year-olds. So I am so excited to read it. This is where I'm going above and beyond. I don't need the next 2 books for alchemy, but I've put prompts on just in case I want to read them. In case, I want some extra credit. So the second prompt for alchemy is, it was self-published and now it is traditionally published. I'm going for the Atlas Paradox. This is book 2 in the Atlas 6 series, which, used to be self-published. I think Atlas 6 was self-published. I don't think the rest of the series was, but it counts. Atlas 6 is a dark academia following 6 people. I don't know why that took me so long to think about. 6 people in the Atlas Society who basically have to kind of fight. There's only 5 spaces, so they have to fight to decide who's gonna get the spaces. It ended on a bit of a cliffhanger, so I'm excited to continue that series. The final book for alchemy is a book with food on the cover. I have tentatively put in The Cinnamon Bun Cafe. I don't know who it's by. I have it on NetGalley, so I would like to read it. I assume it has a cinnamon bun on the cover, and if not, it's got the word cinnamon bun, which is a food, so, it counts. I don't know very much about it, other than I believe it's I always thought it was a super cutesy cozy romance, but apparently it's kind of spicy, so I don't really know what it's about. I know nothing about it, but it's on the TBR. The next course I've got is Elemental Studies. Again, I only need 1 book for this one, and that one is find a book that has your favourite scent on the cover. So decide what your favourite scent is and then find a book that encompasses that scent. This prompt was really difficult for me because I don't really know what my favourite scent is. I was going to be like, cake. But instead, what I have chosen to do is find a book that I really want to read this month, which happens to have a flower on it, and go, roses smell nice. So I'm reading Powerless by Elsie Silver because it has a rose on the cover and roses smell nice. Is rose my favourite scent? I don't know. I don't have a favourite scent. It's not a scent I dislike, so it counts. This one is the 3rd book in the Chestnut Spring series, and we are following Jasper and a girl whose name I don't know because I have forgotten it. But that is the book that I'm reading for it. The next prompt that I don't need to read, but I'm putting on TBR anyway, for Elemental Studies is 100 pages longer than your last read. And in G's announcement video, she said it's got to be the last read as of right this minute when you heard this prompt. The last book I read was 5 Little Liars by Amanda K. Morgan. And that is 340 pages. Trying to find a book that's 440 pages was incredibly difficult. I'm going with Fireborn by Sarah Munda, which is not the right amount of pages. It is 432, so it is 8 pages too short, but it's close enough. It is the closest I could do. I went through quite a lot of books. This one was the closest that I could get, so Fireborn. Again, I don't actually have to read Fireborn, but it's on the TBR just in case I want to. And then the third one in Elemental Studies, which again isn't a required read, but I'm giving myself a prompt for it anyway, is a book with sparks on the cover. So I've put on here Spark of the Everflame. I don't know who that's by. I didn't do my research. I don't know what this book's about either. It's a fantasy romance, and I know that Cassidy and Mel from Melanie Reads absolutely adore this book, or like they both love this series. I think they said this book is like but the series is incredible. I don't know anything about it, but I've got it on KU, and I don't actually know if it has sparks on the cover, but it has the word spark, so that counts, you know. And then my final group of prompts, my final class is Restoration. There's 2 books I have to read for this one. First of all is Night Sky. So for that one, I have gone for Midnight is the Darkest Hour. It's got a moon on it, night sky, and the word midnight, night. This one follows a woman who is in the deep south, and her father is like a priest, and there's like some sort of vampire thing. I don't really know. Again, this one's on my spooky TBR, so I'm excited to get to it. The second one that I have to read for Restoration is a book with a poisonous plant on the cover, or the name of a poisonous plant. So I have gone for The Foxglove King by Hannah Witten. Foxglove, I believe, is poisonous. I have tried reading this one. I've done a first chapter challenge on this one. And I know I've got a few friends who really liked this book. I do want to read it. Oh, this one's a cult book as well. Oh, I didn't know that. Law escapes a cult and then gets kidnapped by a king. I don't really know what it's about. I don't like to go into books with too much knowledge. That is my excuse, and I am sticking to it. Because I do quite like to be slightly surprised by what I'm reading, or like be like, I'm feeling the vibes, but I don't want to know like the full plot. And the third prompt for Restoration, which is the last book that's on this, the Magical Readathon part of the TBR. Again, I don't actually have to read this one. Is a book with a verb in the title. I'm going for Survive the Night, with survive being the verb. It's by Riley Sager, and it is a character who is driving cross country. It's got deckled edges. It's got like the smallest deckled edges. Yeah. Sorry, so yeah, this is about a character who's driving cross country with a guy, and she thinks that he is a serial killer. And so she just has to survive the night. I am excited for this one. I hear it compared to No Exit by Taylor Adams, which I really, really loved. And yeah, is this visible at all? They're like, it's like very, very faint deckled edges, which is my least favourite thing. So, anyway, this plus Spark of the Everflame, Think Again, and Cinnamon Bun Cafe is my Magical Readathon TBR. Again, I don't need to read them all. I only need to read 7 of these. I'm just going above and beyond. The other books that I am putting on this TBR, which I do want to read this month, are the other 2 in the Girls series. So Girls Under Pressure and Girls Out Late, and Girls in Tears. So the other 3 in the Girls series, Pressure, Late and Tears. Again, these books are all very short. They're all about 200 pages. I think that I should be able to read them nice and quickly. And then be ready to read Think Again when it comes out, which I'm very, very hyped for. So, that is my TBR. I feel like this was a very quick video, mainly because I haven't played like a silly TBR game. But yeah. Let me know if you've read any of the books that I have. I don't know why I'm leaning on this pile like this. But let me know if you've read any of the books that I have mentioned. Let me know what your thoughts of them are. What ones do you think that I am going to enjoy? Are you taking part in Magical Readathon as well? Let me know. Let me know what your plans are, what career you're following. If you like this video, please do leave me a like, subscribe down below. If you just want to leave me a comment to let me know that you're here, leave me some sort of magical emoji. So like a witch or a wizard, or like a dragon, some kind of magical thing. That'd be grand. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.